Gentlemen, I believe that we are recording.
Before the Flash. Before the Green Arrow. Before the Dark Knight himself, Batman, there was one vigilante. Balloon Man. Join us on his lofty adventures to take air out of crime.
I guess that's not a ringing endorsement of the Balloon Man character.
I guess not. Welcome back, everyone. It's another one for the fans. I'm Justin Peterson. Me here is LTG and Justin Lane.
Hi. Hi, guys. I'm back again, third week in a row.
What's up?
We are going to be getting into 4 shows tonight.
Oh, yeah.
And with that lead-in, let's continue just talking about Gotham. The brilliance of Gotham continues to amaze.
I'm done with it,
and
guys.
defy expectations.
No, you're not.
I'm done.
No, you're never done.
I'm
no
done.
one's ever done.
I'm done.
There's no done.
I'm done. The show is like a toothache. It is so horrible. I'm sorry. You know, I have so much respect for the people that take the time to write TV scripts.
I remember saying
And you know, for anybody who doesn't know, that's what I do, and I hate to bash anyone's work, but oh my God, that show is it's horrible. I mean, it literally, there was a moment you guys were watching me watch it because I had refused to watch it, and what the heck was that?
that might have been the Spirit of Vengeance himself.
Do you think that was
Johnny Blaze just
Yeah.
fell back.
Oh, I thought you meant Nicolas Cage.
Him
Anna's
too.
running from a tax audit.
Scraping at the door.
No, I think that was a pod race. No,
Everything's organic here.
What was I going to say? Oh, yeah, you guys forced me to watch it because I hadn't watched it yet.
Gunpoint.
Have to
And
continue.
I watched it. They forced me to watch it at Batarang Point. And, well, let's see. I started shouting things out right away. For instance, the old CRT television, and then the old-timey cab, and then the cell phone, and what year is it? And
The old weather balloon.
yeah, and then we got a tip off from the
The
old
old
weather balloon factory. Oh,
of course,
dear
that.
God! And of course, guys, you know, things that keep happening with the show is like he kills the dude, and I said, oh, he's gonna need a sandwich now as a joke, and what does he do?
Immediately
He
walks
goes
over
and
to the food
orders
truck.
a tuna fish sandwich.
Who?
Penguin.
Yeah, not Balloon
It's his
Man.
thing. When he kills somebody, he gets peckish. And so
Yeah,
has
he
to
gets
go-
hungry
has to
for
go-
fish.
Oh, because he's the penguin. and
He's a
penguins
penguin.
eat fish.
It's really.
But you know,
I want
just
to be beaten over the head more with the
As-
animal themes.
I want to be beaten over the head more with the boring Barbara Gordon scenes. Dear God.
Yeah.
It was really bad. I mean, it was really, really bad.
What are you, some kind of detective?
Yeah.
Oh,
What-
God. It's just,
So,
yeah.
so what are you now, boy? You're a detective? Oh, gee. And he finds the wallet in the sewer.
So, yeah,
Son of a
this
bitch,
week
she was telling the truth.
We met a character I believe is not an actual comic character, but the villain this week was.
I know who the Balloon Man is.
He was Balloon Man.
Mm.
I was actually disappointed because when he first shows up, he's wearing that pig mask, and so I thought he was going to be Professor Pig.
I thought I was watching The Wall.
and I was like,
got really
oh
excited.
yeah, I was like, yeah, no, and then it wasn't anything as cool as that.
No, it really wasn't.
He does seem.
He was literally a man who used a balloon,
Yeah.
a weather balloon,
Yeah.
from the old weather balloon factory. God almighty.
So it's already the third episode, and they're already doing filler episodes because
Yeah.
you know they did everything in the first. So it
What was with
like,
the aw shucks
what did we learn
looks?
from this? We learned about Balloon Man, but is that important? Does that lead
Well,
to
that's
something?
I mean, it leads to the idea of the escalation of the vigilantism, which
And yeah, of course, and the idea that like kind of themed criminals
Well, yeah.
and people are going to
And they
start.
try
and the
harder, though?
inspiration of,
Right.
of that for Bruce Wayne, and how he says like he's not going to be the last
Right.
And he's being carted off
But-
in
but-
the ambulance.
And you know, the thing is, though, the only really important stuff that happened was on the Oswald Cobblepot Rise to Power.
Yeah.
Which
him
is
meeting Maroney.
Yeah, and let's face it, that is Fish Mooney's story. That is,
Yeah.
she's there to facilitate the Oswald Cobblepot thing. So, you know, and it ends. I just had said to you guys, I'm not watching the show anymore, and it ends. I'm like, I'm not gonna watch it next week because the Penguin showed up at his
Well,
door,
just
but it's
when
going to
you
be a
think you're out.
non-event. It's
Yeah.
going to be a non-event. I feel like it's going to be a non-event. I'm tired of the non-events. I don't know, man. And the aw shucks looks between Bullock and Gordon, like with the punching of the woman with the TV and and then at the end
What was
with
her
the
nickname?
No,
when they
she
were-
doesn't have a nickname. She's
when
not
they
a
were
character.
150 feet up in the sky and then they landed 5 feet on the van and
That
it
was,
just
nah.
it's not. I hate to say this. I
It's just
don't
not.
want to bash writers and I don't want to bash actors and I don't want to be that guy, but it's not good. It's actually pretty damn horrible.
Yeah.
You know.
Considering the other DC titles that are
Yeah.
sharing the week.
Yeah. Make the
that
show
are kicking
about.
butt.
Just call the show Penguin. Call the show Penguin. It would be better.
Yeah, well.
I think it's safe to say, even though it's still kind of
I
early,
know who the
it's,
Penguin is.
this isn't anywhere near the show we were all thinking or hoping or even
It's-
scripting out in our heads.
It's
when we were
it's
thinking of the
hardly a
title.
show at all.
Well, I'm not surprised by it. I didn't think it was going to be
It's not what we
entirely
wanted.
different.
That's for sure.
I don't know, guys.
Anyway,
I'm not digging on it. I'm not digging on it at all.
let's skip past that show.
Skip past what show?
Gotham.
Gotham. I don't
Why?
know.
There's so much to talk about.
Well, I think we addressed it.
Gotham.
Is there unless you have anything else to talk about. Or
I vote 2 flippers down.
no.
Well,
It's not good. I don't like it. It's you know, whatever. It makes me want to kill somebody for their shoes. Who saw
well,
that
maybe,
coming?
Maybe that's the entire. Yeah, maybe
Just,
that's
I
what
mean,
they're going for.
I didn't even bother to write stuff down because I thought I would have like filled a notebook. There were so many moments where the writing was so hokey.
Oh yeah. Yeah. This
old-
this episode, even more so, in my opinion. Yeah.
The old weather balloon. What else? The old weather balloon
It's like
factory.
it's like Scooby Doo level writing.
Yeah, just Balloon Man.
Yeah, that's it all.
But yeah, as LTG pointed out too, though, we have The Flash and Arrow both premiered this week as well too. If you're looking for good comic book TV, Arrow has filled that role for the past 2 years.
Yeah, and I like the Flash more than I like the Flash
right?
series premiere more than the season premiere of Arrow.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
There were a couple issues with the season premiere of Arrow. I still liked it, but it was kind of actually because I think I was waiting so long and I was so hyped up for it, but it was a bit of a letdown to me. I think they rushed into some stuff,
Yeah.
and of course the big surprise ending.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, hopefully that like in
spoiler alert, everybody.
season 1 and season 2, they'll build into stuff rather quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I imagine the plot lines will be even bigger this year because of the Flash being introduced. That opens up powers.
well, it's not just the Flash too. It's right, the
Yeah.
powers. Well, also, I mean, characters that have been introduced, though in a nice way, as opposed to what Gotham has done. I mean, you do realize who Caitlin is, right?
Who's Caitlin?
Isn't that her name? Caitlin Frost, the girl.
Oh yeah.
That's Killer
She's
Frost. Yeah.
and he's Vibe.
Yep. Yeah, and he used the word vibe. I don't know if
Yeah.
you noticed that.
Mhm.
And what do you?
So that's interesting. There's a villain and a hero
Yeah.
both on the team at the moment.
Yeah. Well, she's gonna go nuts, right?
Yeah.
And of course,
Her boyfriend is
Ron Raymond.
Firestorm.
Yeah, Firestorm.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's
all very cool.
He's a nuclear man.
Is the what's his name? The professor.
He's an original
That's right. He's an
character.
original. I thought so.
Yeah, but the name is based on the creator of Star Labs. I think he's going to be. What is going?
back.
on? Awesome, man! Just so you guys know, we're actually recording this from the set of Wild Hogs 8. So it's going to be really a good movie.
Yeah, he's gonna probably be
He's not
What?
Zoom.
Oh yeah.
He's not Zoom. You know who Zoom is?
Yeah. Well, yeah. There's two Zooms though.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
And one of them is from the future.
Right.
So that would
but
potentially mean that it could be
well,
the good professor there.
well, the it could be him, yeah. But you know who the are we allowed to do?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
The
the
blonde
partner.
the blonde cop
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah. So it's
would
pretty
be
interesting.
would be the classic Silver Age Zoom.
Yeah, and is the Zoom that killed his parents?
Yes.
Yeah.
I believe
So, no, it's interesting. I liked it a lot. I think the actor is great, who plays Barry.
Yeah, he's
he's-
perfect. Grant Gustin.
Yeah.
I was watching it and watching him geek out with all his science talk, and it was pretty cool that beginning moment. He's doing the forensics, and you
Mhm.
kind of get a glimpse of how he sees things. You
Mhm.
see like the
Yeah,
measurements.
Well, they
and
did
the-
that Sherlock.
It was
thing.
it was total biting
Yeah.
Sherlock, but I'll allow it.
Yeah.
But, and I could be the only one, but couldn't he make a young Peter Parker as well? The way
Oh,
they
yeah, well,
portrayed him.
yeah, they're-
His
Oh, you
look, his
mean the actor?
moodiness, Yeah.
Very similar
Sure.
characters in terms of
Sure. Yeah. Of course he could.
Yeah.
But what? But why you're talking about because of the news about? Are we
No.
gonna get into that today?
I just
Sony trying to.
it just the
Marvel
way
and
he
Sony
came
trying
off,
to-
it was like he could, the actor could pull off a Peter Parker. It seemed like
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Well,
sure.
Yeah, they're very similar.
that's how I kind of picture Peter Parker looking like at a young age rather than what we've seen so far.
Oh, see, I always pictured Peter Parker looking like Matthew Broderick. I'm not joking. As a kid, back in the day, like Brighton Beach,
Interesting.
not Brighton Beach Memoirs, because he didn't do that one. He did the other one.
He
Yeah.
did. Yeah, he was in Biloxi Blues.
Yeah, the other one. Everyone knew what I meant.
The Brighton Beach
Yeah,
trilogy.
yeah. So I always pictured that being Peter Parker because he's from Forest Hills. He's whatever, but yeah, no, I like the actor a lot. I know exactly what you mean. He pulls off the nerd who's gifted with great power and it comes with that
Responsibility,
great ratings.
blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
He pulls that off pretty well. Now, fans of Arrow, I think, have probably an issue with the fact that, so he wasn't really into Felicity at all.
Yeah, they moved that on pretty quickly.
But, of course, that didn't matter either because apparently she and Oliver have been in love with each other for all time, which was really
Yeah,
kind
that
of
seemed
jarring.
that seemed like pretty forced.
Yeah.
Bit
Well,
of
What-
it seems like that's gonna go away.
it seems like it's gonna go away now too. It seems like at
I
the
think
end
that's
of that
why.
episode,
Yeah,
they
that's
were-
why it was slow. It's because they were trying to get all that out
Right.
and then be done with it, so they don't have to keep revisiting
to
it.
satiate
Yeah.
the.
Back to Flash. Favorite moment for me, the busted cage with the license plate
Oh, yeah,
sign
yeah.
that said
Yeah.
Grodd.
Oh yeah.
I bugged out. I liked seeing Ferris Airspace.
Yeah.
The airstrip.
Aerospace.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool. So that was really cool. That's obviously Green Lantern, Hal Jordan. I mean, but the Grodd thing, I nearly wet myself. Yeah, that was the coolest thing
Yeah.
because they're gonna go for it. I mean,
Yeah,
that means
yeah, they
they're,
have to. They
they're
have to
gonna
now.
go for it. They're gonna give us a super intelligent,
Talking.
super strong.
Arrow
talking
has
ape.
left out some enemies for other people to have in their shows.
Yeah.
Well, also Grodd is a Flash
I know.
villain,
Well,
so
yeah.
it's just so good.
It's like Arrow has all the Batman enemies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe Flash will get his own.
Oh, Flash has so many villains.
Mhm.
There's
Well, Weather Wizard.
Weather Wizard. We saw the first one.
I don't think that was. Do you think
I think
that
that's
was,
Weather Wizard 1. I think
Yeah.
they're gonna do a thing where both
The brother,
brothers.
yeah.
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 But then there's
Mirror-
Captain Cold,
Mirror
Mirror
Master,
Master, the Top,
T-
Trickster, Pied Piper.
Yep.
Yeah, there's Flash has so many more great villains than Arrow does. Just as Arrow
Sure.
really only has Merlin.
Yeah.
If you think about
Yeah.
it, everybody else is villains of someone else.
Speaking of enemies, now in Arrow
Shadow.
he takes on the Doll Maker.
Mm-hmm.
Is it
Uh-huh.
the same one
Yeah,
that in
yeah, that was
Gotham
referenced
those
in
people are
Gotham.
referencing? So,
It's not the same.
No,
universe.
they're not.
It's the
They're not a
same-
shared universe.
Yeah,
That's why
but
Gotham.
they'll use the same enemy.
It's not
but
the shared
but
universe.
there'll be different actors playing different
Okay.
interpretations.
It's not a shared universe.
What
What happens in Gotham has nothing to do with what happens
I
anywhere else.
think that's
It's just the
big
same
mistake.
character.
So was anyone else kind of mind twisted?
Because they don't say Gotham in the show. They say Keystone, they say Central City, they say Star City, but they never say Gotham or Metropolis.
Well, they've referenced Bloodhaven,
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
that
have.
too.
Yeah.
so I mean that's like Oakland.
Well,
or Brooklyn.
there's
to
a
Gotham.
also Bruce Wayne is brought up in the Flash.
Yeah.
In the newspaper.
He's in newspaper.
In the newspaper at the end that he's looking at from the future.
Oh yeah.
Wayne
huh.
Tech. Yeah. Yeah. See that? Oh, now look at you smile. Look how
And-
excited he got.
I just
Oh.
don't
And
understand
if
what they're
Harley
doing.
Quinn was introduced in that brief cameo
Mhm.
in the Suicide Squad episode,
Mhm.
if Harley Quinn's there, that would mean that she's already been turned by Joker,
Right.
unless she has a wholly different origin, which
Right.
would mean
Which
Joker exists because Batman already created him.
Right.
So,
Mm-hmm.
just logically following, Batman would have already been around probably for a while.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Which just more proof that we don't need the show Gotham.
Yeah,
So I
why
was-
not just make
Yeah.
I was
a
saying
Batman series
Just
for
get rid of
for
Gotham.
it
CW?
looks like DC is pulling an Avengers via the TV shows,
Yeah,
and then
Yeah.
they're going to use Man of Steel and Batman,
Marvel,
not so
like-
much for Superman and Batman, but to introduce the other heroes.
Well, I don't mean to jump around too much, but this this is such a good segue. Was anybody else freaked out by seeing Brandon Routh?
oh yeah,
I was-
we were
Palmer.
talking about that earlier today.
I was like,
Yeah.
wait, what's
What's
going on?
happening?
That's Superman.
Yeah.
Wait, but he's not anymore. But he was. Are they going
Yeah.
to use him as Super?
No,
And then when I heard his name was Ray Palmer,
Yeah.
I of course had
It's like,
another
oh.
nerdgasm.
So he gets
He's
to be
great.
Superman,
And
and,
the
then he gets to be the
Yeah.
Atom. It's like,
Yeah.
wow.
Oh, it's good. Did you catch the thing with his belt too? How he
Yeah.
pulled the projector off of
Yeah,
his belt.
yeah, it was very cool.
Yeah, very, very.
He seems
Clever.
more at home with that character than he did with Superman. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
he actually. I didn't like him as Superman, but I thought he was.
I don't think anyone
I don't
did.
think
But I
anybody
think
did.
he was charming on the
Yeah,
small screen.
I've never had a problem with Brandon Routh. I liked his Superman too, but I think it was just a bad movie.
Hmm. Yeah, well, there's that too. But
Stalker Man,
yeah,
Superman lifts
Bad Fatherman.
things. Bad Fatherman.
Bastard man.
I know who Superman is. I'm gonna keep doing that, guys. I'm sorry.
What was the name of the movie? What are we referencing? What was it called?
I know.
Superman Returns.
Superman Returns.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
that.
Yeah, that was the one with Gene Hackman playing
Playing Kevin Spacey,
yeah, that's what I meant to
playing Lex
say.
Luthor.
Yeah, whatever. You know what I meant. That was yeah. It was the it was Kevin Spacey trying to. I mean, Gene Hackman's still alive and he's awesome, but he tried to Orville Dedenbacher Gene Hackman's. See, I'm using all these terms, Orville Dedenbacher. I don't know if people know what that means, but
I'm sure
I-
something.
look,
The
look,
CGI.
yeah, look it
Orville
up.
Redenbacher.
Look it up because it's the creepiest thing ever. It pops the top right off the popper of my coffin. It's horrible.
Well, we're getting closer to Halloween, so these
Dedenbacher is a
terms are
good
acceptable.
costume. I highly recommend to all of you out there, go out and make yourself an Orville Dedenbacher costume.
Terrible.
Just jerk around. You can hang out with your Walking Dead friends and be kind of ironic and
Yeah.
hand out popcorn to little kids with like maggots and flies on it. Anyway, so I don't know, guys. So I loved Flash. Loved
Yeah.
it.
It was.
I think it's a perfect companion piece. To
It was it was the best of the week, I thought.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I
it really
figured
was. It was the
going to
best of the
be.
week.
It was fun. It had a movie quality to it.
Mhm.
It just right out of the gate.
which
it
probably
just,
won't continue
Yeah,
through to
probably
the
not.
other episode as
Right,
much as
but when
seeing
a
it's
pilot is strong, just like
Yeah.
Arrow, very rarely is a pilot strong. Arrow's pilot was super
Yeah.
strong.
And that's the other thing I wanted to say is that, you know, I don't read a lot of DC comics, but it doesn't seem they don't do as well with, especially recently, their comics, like they do with their movie animations and their TV series. They do really, really well with those, and their animated movies I think are some of the best animated movies of
Well,
the
yeah,
comic movies.
The DC animated universe was,
Yeah.
I mean, to this day, probably the most effective portrayal of comic books on television.
Yeah.
I mean,
across
you know,
4 different shows.
I can't go a day without bringing it up. I love it so much.
Yeah.
The Bruce Timm stuff is
Yeah.
for
You know,
me.
he's coming back.
I know.
To, produce a new series.
I'm at half mast about it.
Already.
And
Yeah.
maybe people who are listening don't know, but don't read as much DC as both the Justins here. So I've read a handful of Flash. I know the basics, and I know the very basics of the Green Arrow. But for me, like I assume a lot of people, this was watching Arrow was basically my introduction to the character and
to like the B list,
Yeah.
especially of the DC universe, probably.
I've literally read a handful of Green Arrow comics. Other than that I mean, this is the most I've learned about him.
I can tell you, aside from the classic Green Lantern, Green Arrow stuff, I'd never read it. And I have an unfair advantage because I used to own a shop, a comic book shop. So, I mean, I know the stuff by osmosis, but I've always been a Marvel reader with the exception of a couple of things, Constantine, Hellblazer, I mean, and things like that. A lot of the Vertigo
Which until
stuff.
very recently was Vertigo, yeah. It was
Right, yeah.
Kind of a separate universe.
Yeah, well, except that Constantine was the one character who
That
crossed
floated
over
around.
because he was aware of the crisis.
Yeah.
Did you think it was kind of odd that they used the term in...
Crisis?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't get to let you finish your point. What were you going to say?
No, I was just saying that I was impressed with DC's what they're doing with the TV series, and if that's their goal is to
Yeah.
do like an Avengers style thing but go the TV route.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Oh, but that's
it's
not...
Marvel.
But I heard
it's Marvel.
I heard
right?
Warner and the company and all the directors doing Man of Steel that they
not.
don't want to make it comic booky. They want to make it serious like they did Man of Steel.
And that's where they will fail.
Yeah.
But yet they're introducing Wonder Woman, they're introducing Aquaman, so I don't understand if that's just a smokescreen.
No, they are going
If
to
they
do
do not-
Justice League.
Yeah, if they
Yeah.
do not use these
But
actors
it will be
on
it'll
this
be
show,
removed from the DC TV universe.
It's
probably.
not going to cross over the television cinematic.
They haven't confirmed one way or the other.
because
yet.
you would think that would be
a no-brainer. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, then I would kind of be like, okay,
So they're
I
not
get
doing
excited about
Agents of
this.
S.H.I.E.L.D. tying in.
No, I don't think they are. I don't think they have the balls to do it.
I think
quite
that's a
frankly.
mistake.
Yeah, I think
And
that's
but you understand what I'm saying? It's like they hit the ground running. They're very good shows from a comic book
They
perspective, and a
they
normal,
missed this opportunity
Yeah.
ages ago when Batman Returns was going to be made.
you know,
The second Batman movie was supposed to feature the television Flash. Did you know that?
Oh yeah, the old
Yeah.
John Wesley.
Yeah, who's
Flash.
playing
Yeah.
his dad in the Flash.
Yeah.
And they fell through or something, or they just like, oh, it won't be believable, and
yeah.
it was stupid. They should have done it. Combine your brand, just unify everything. But look, they've already got they've got 3 TV shows. Wait, are there 4 now coming out? There's a
Yeah.
4th one.
Yeah.
But
Only 2 of which are actually connected.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So they're already frustrating.
And
that
then
way.
they may have plans for the Suicide Squad to come out of the 2 shows.
Well,
Yeah.
no, I think. Oh, I see what you're saying.
I don't know if there's going to be
for like a
enough-
villain show.
I don't know if there's going to be enough traction for that.
But you could see how they
No,
would
there-
do
I
it.
don't think
They'd
there
have
would be,
Amanda
no.
Waller, and she would kind of be like
yeah,
the dark
I can see how it would
Coulson.
work. I just don't see there being
I
an
don't
audience.
think. I
for
don't
that.
think people will be interested enough.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll happen. I think if anything will happen, they will bring through another character.
Like the Atom, even
Yeah,
or something.
like the Atom,
Sure.
or I mean, I don't think Firestorm can hold a show.
Neither do I.
So if they bring out all these characters and they keep just playing, are they going to bring out a Batman
Blue
TV show
Devil.
and a Superman TV show?
Well, I don't think they can. To that point, I think that Arrow and the Flash are their Batman and Superman show.
Of course, yeah,
They're just
Right.
doing it with
yeah.
you
No,
know,
I agree.
A
That's
next
exactly
step down
what it is.
character. Because Arrow has already stolen Batman's tone. He's
Yeah.
stolen
You know
a
what
lot
you-
of his supporting cast.
Yeah.
You know a character you could do it with because of technology now, and it wouldn't have to look bad because it's sci-fi, a la Guardians of the Galaxy. You could do Green Lantern.
Yeah, you
They could do a Green Lantern show. They've established Ferris. They were in the Hal Jordan
Yeah.
exists
Yeah.
universe. Green Lantern is a character. You
I
could
wouldn't
do
be
that with.
surprised if he shows up as a character. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, well, it's
Actually might work better episodically too if you think about
Yeah.
the large cast of characters that you have.
I would do
that
Green
year.
Lantern like Battlestar.
Yeah.
I would do it something like
yeah,
that.
they could pull it off.
But no, Flash was great. Now Arrow, I loved, but I still felt the pilot, the season premiere was a bit.
It was a bit of fan service.
Yeah, and it was a little clumsy. There was a weird edit. Oh, God.
I didn't like the way he was treating Diggle either, even though I get it. But
yeah, that was kind of weird.
It just didn't make
that was
any
kind of
sense.
forced, and there was a weird cut, by the way, in Flash. Did you guys notice that it was very weird when they went to Ferris Airspace? Did you feel like you had missed something? Like
Maybe.
you'd gone into
I
a
watched
fugue
when
state?
I watched the pilot a couple months ago. It was like an hour plus
Mm-hmm.
in running time, and the one that they aired was like 45 minutes. So they
Right.
must have cut a lot of stuff out. I couldn't remember exactly what
Mhm.
it was, but I'm sure that's probably what
Yeah.
you-
Yeah, there was a weird
referring
cut in
to.
there, but no, I didn't like the whole Diggle thing. That kind of bothered me. I was not a huge fan of the very rushed feeling Felicity Oliver thing.
Yeah.
What are they called? Olicity?
Oh yeah, I guess
Yeah.
Felicity.
And I know you always know those
Yeah,
names.
shipper names.
And but hell, there was Peter Stormare, who I absolutely love. Kind of wasted in that
Yeah, a
role,
little bit.
but I think we've seen.
I was mad that when Seth Gable was killed,
Right.
when Count Vertigo 1
Mhm.
was killed, I was like, oh, that's
Mhm.
unfortunate because that was a great character.
Mhm.
But then now, we get
Well, and they've set up Scarecrow.
they
which is,
have
yeah. I mean, that's
That's
really.
what I was gonna ask.
Yeah.
or
they've set
at
up
least
Scarecrow.
also the flower from
Right.
The Nolanverse movies
Right.
too, which Scarecrow derived the toxin from.
Right, which is of course Ra's al Ghul and
Who we know is
Yeah.
coming.
Yeah.
Who may or may not have killed Sarah.
Let's talk about that.
Oh yeah. Who do you guys think killed Sarah?
I don't know. I don't think it was. I don't think it was the man himself. I don't know. I just it didn't feel like it was him. And then when you see the previews too, it looks like it was just some random
Mm-hmm.
assassin. But I was thinking it could be like you could be Ubu.
Well,
kinda scale
I
or
think a lot
something.
of people want you to think it's also Merlin.
Merlin.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's any reason
Yeah,
for him
why?
to do that.
would just be so weird
Last
for him
time
to
we
just
saw
reemerge
him-
and do that.
I've got a theory.
Uh-huh.
It's Oliver's sister.
Oh, Thea.
Yeah, with they all use these voice disguise boxes.
Yeah.
But how?
She
wait,
left with
But
Merlin.
she has this. But she has the same problem Merlin does.
How could she be
Why
that
would
trained
she,
that
And
fast?
why would she want to kill
You're
Sarah?
not-
I'm just messing
I
with
know. I was
you.
gonna say, don't be ridiculous.
It's the same problem with Merlin.
You know what would be hilarious after I made that joke if that turned out to be it.
Yeah.
I'll totally be like, I was kidding when I said I was kidding.
Yeah.
No, I think
So at the end of season 2, she
maybe
leaves.
it was Sin.
She goes to
Yeah.
Nanda Parbat,
Nanda Parbat.
and then now she comes back. So she wasn't gone long. So what happened
Only like 3
when she
months
went
had
and
passed,
came
yeah.
back? That because we knew that they were after her in season 2.
Nanda Parbat.
So what happened in
Well,
the time she went back and came?
Maybe Dead Man will come and,
Yeah,
and give
yeah.
us the the
Nobody
skinny on
dies
that.
in Nanda Parbat. Yeah, no. Oh God.
And will she be
love
dead?
Dead Man.
Dead Man would be awesome. He'd be great for a TV show too because
That
you can,
would work.
because you can have him jumping
Yeah,
bodies.
that would work. That would really work. It's Quantum Leap.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be great, except with a ridiculous superhero costume.
Yeah, with his circus costume.
Yeah, it's just whatever. Who killed her? So who killed her? Come on, who was it?
I'm
Well, it
gonna
was
go
Black
with,
Arrow, so it was League of Assassins.
I'm gonna go with probably Ubu or some other, or maybe what was Batgirl's father's name? Kane. Remember him?
No, okay.
Like I think it's not Raish. It's some underling member of the League of Assassins we haven't met yet.
the assassin Batgirl with the whole
Yeah,
face cover
Cassandra
and
Kane.
everything.
Yeah,
She was cool.
her father was. I think his name was something Kane.
Could be.
Or hey, what's her name?
I think it was Dean Kane,
Lady
TV's
Shiva.
Superman
Yeah.
from.
Dean Kane.
No,
It's
oh,
not
sorry.
Dean Kane.
What were you saying?
Lady Shiva, maybe.
Could be.
But it was a guy's voice.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter. It's a vocal.
They could be
But
using.
they all use a
That makes
vocal
sense.
disguiser thing.
Yeah, but no one changed.
I think it was.
sexes.
I bet you it has something to do with the Undertaking. Do you think it has something to do with the Undertaking?
Probably has something to do with the
The
Undertaker. Maybe it's
Undertaking, the Undertaking,
maybe
the
it's Tommy
Undertaking.
Merlin back from the dead.
That would be cool. I could dig that. Make that character worth something.
No, I don't see
You
that.
didn't like Tommy, did you?
I just don't. He redeemed himself at the end.
Ladies and gentlemen at home, LTG just watched like a season
The
and
first
a
two
half
seasons
of
in a
Arrow
week,
in a
so,
week,
yeah.
and he hasn't slept. And he's He's delirious with his love for Tommy Merlin.
He's got
Right?
arrow on the brain.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fresh
No.
from the Arrow Factory.
Fresh from the old Arrow factory.
Well, that's where the tip came from, down the old Arrow factory. Yeah, that's right. I thought it was very stupid to put an Arrow factory next to a weather balloon factory. I mean, that's
Bad
like,
City Planet.
yeah, that's like bringing a box of nails on top of a rubber life raft. You just don't do it. Gee, Gotham, God help us. But no, yeah, Arrow was good. What else happened in Arrow?
Well, let's keep talking about this for a second.
Yeah,
Is she dead? Because we
Yes.
all know
It's
people
pretty,
come.
yeah, she looked
She's
pretty
dead.
definitive.
I know,
No,
but-
she's dead.
But we know how people like to
No,
come
no,
back.
she's dead. She's
And-
dead.
She could be Lazarus pitted.
She's dead because she was Canary, and yeah, she could be. But my point is,
What happened with
she,
Nisa?
as we knew, Nisa's guest starring in a couple of episodes.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
we're gonna
she's
find
coming-
out.
She's
what
gonna probably
happened.
come into
Yeah.
town.
Something happened
yeah.
when
Her,
she
I
left.
think her dad found out that they were Barbara Gordoning it, and he had her whacked. But no, I think this is obviously all done to set up. Canary is dead, and now her sister,
Yeah.
with vengeance, will become.
Well, you noticed her hair is
Black
turned blonde
Canary. Yeah,
and everything.
yeah. So
Seeing as it's a legacy character too, I knew that was going to probably
Yeah.
happen like back in the 1st
Mhm.
season.
Sure. So yeah, I think she's dead.
Okay.
I hope she's dead.
I hope she's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was-
Unfortunately, I have
Jeez.
nothing against her as a character.
No.
I just think it would give weight to the series if
Make
like,
death
certain
mean something.
people do have to die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the whole.
Which is still something that
That was the whole
Agents of
punch.
S.H.I.E.L.D. is still
It's
going to
still
have to
like
deal with at
traipsing
some
around.
point.
That's
you know?
why and when we talk about that too, that's more the reason I want Lucy Lawless to stay dead too.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah,
think that
yeah.
we need some characters to die.
I have that bombshell to drop about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. tonight.
Oh, God.
So,
Yeah, we got a lot of Marvel news, so maybe we should switch over to that.
do you have anything you want to bring up about?
No, just
So
to
who
touch
do you
on,
think it is? I think it's Roz. I think he's back, and that's going to set up the whole tone for this.
I think it's Liam Neeson as
It's
Ra's
not
al Ghul.
Liam
it's
Neeson.
not gonna be Leo.
You see, I told you I was going to work Liam Neeson into this conversation somehow.
It's not him.
He did say he wanted to play Ray
Yeah.
Roz or Raish on the
Raish Roz.
I know who. I'm not going to do it.
A big debate. I know.
So
With a balloon
that's
in
what I
it.
think it is. You
I
think
know
it's
who killed.
Because I don't see why.
I like
I
the
don't see
pain
why
theory.
Raish would want to disguise his voice either. Like, he seems like a character to me that, if he shows up, he's gonna like let you
Right.
know he's there.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, that's true.
But
Well, it was someone she recognized,
Yeah.
so yeah, we'll see.
Someone she clearly feared, also.
Oh, I didn't get that.
And
I
they
didn't
used the
really
black
get that.
arrows, so we know it's League of Assassins.
No, the other people can use black arrows still.
Yeah, but they kind of set
Huntress.
it up that way. And it clearly wasn't Huntress.
Really? Why do you say that?
Because she uses the little crossbow bolts.
That's true. She does. Yeah, instead of a gun. Makes so much sense.
That's the other. I know. Before we move on, I want to talk because I have this thing where I'm a very big stickler with female fight scenes,
Oh no.
Oh,
and I didn't mind Canaries because I like how she uses her weapon.
Katie Lotz, the Sarah Canary.
Yeah, I don't mind because she uses the weapon, and it's like
Uh-huh.
that makes it. That's gonna hurt and if you're trained with it and you know how to
Sure.
use it.
Sure.
But when her and the Huntress fought, where did Huntress get her superior training to fight someone who's been trained by the League of Assassins the way that she did?
I don't know.
Where was she trained? How was she become this?
She was
like,
trained by
ultimate
Oliver
badass?
Queen.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even before that, she was like fighting and like kicking butt and like fought him and.
I don't know.
And how long she couldn't have
She's
trained
dedication.
with Oliver Queen that long
Batman
to where she
style.
could like go toe to toe. It
Gumption.
just bothered me. It was just like she was like, it lessens.
You're
you
a
know,
hater.
Canary's
Such
character.
a hater.
It's like, well, League of Assassins don't seem so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a hater. alright.
But Nissa was cool. That little thing where she like did
Sure.
where she landed on her back to dodge the arrow and
But
then
they
came
got the
back and grabbed
crazy.
the bow.
They got the crazy cape thing going on. What's
Yeah,
up with
got
that?
the black scarf
Yeah,
entrance.
what's up with
The
that?
curtain
There's a
call.
little Jet Li hero thing going on there. I don't know what that is.
That's very.
I want to
hand-esque.
get me one of them.
Theatricality.
Yeah,
I
it's
thought it was cool.
It reminds me of the gymnastics floor display with the ribbons.
Yeah.
That's devastating. I think I'm gonna have to go watch the movie Gymkata again. By the way, if anyone hasn't seen it, a gymnast beats up ninjas. Awesome movie.
No.
Anyway, So you've gotten that off your chest. I know it's been bothering you. I agree with you, but I just think it's Huntress. So
Although I
they
will
make
say
it,
she got better in the later episodes. The first time they showed her, I didn't like her at all. I thought it was
No,
terrible.
I believe we recall what you said about her on this podcast.
Did I?
Yeah, you said something pretty harsh about her.
Did I?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. You leaned into your mic and you just went, "She sucks" or something like that.
I don't
It was
remember,
pretty
but-
rough.
She got better.
Yeah, yeah.
I like that character a lot in the comics, especially too. But,
Oh yeah.
It's also one of those things where it's like
I always want to
I
call her
don't know.
Valerie Bertinelli. Sorry.
she's a character that's so attached to the Batman mythology that it's hard for me to even.
Well, wasn't that a straight
Yeah.
up one way of them saying
Like-
Arrow is our Batman?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And the parallels are
Yeah.
there's pretty obvious in a lot of the aspects of the show.
Yeah.
And one thing before we move to S.H.I.E.L.D. 2, the reveal at the end of Flash, where we mentioned it a little earlier.
Oh, the Crisis thing.
The
Yeah.
Crisis.
Yeah. What did you
thing.
think?
I love that
Mhm.
because it also gives us a 10-year timeline.
Mhm.
If you looked at the date on the
Yeah.
newspaper,
Mhm.
so yeah, I
Mhm.
think that's great, and I think it does hint at them blowing up the universe to a certain
And the
extent.
fact that they mention Wayne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. No.
And if a
very cool.
crisis is involved, then you're pretty much also ensuring that a Justice League type of thing is
Mhm.
probably going to happen.
So you think
too.
they're going to do the whole anti-monitor
Maybe.
thing with
Yeah.
the Flash?
Well, they
saving
also have.
everybody? Whoops.
Oops, I did it too.
Yeah,
at
we
the
both-
same exact time.
Pop filter smacking.
The Harbinger is
Mhm.
already a character, even though she's nothing like what she was in original Crisis on Infinite Earths. But
Mhm.
Lila is, Diggle's
Right.
like girlfriend.
Right.
slash
Well,
baby
mama. Yeah.
So yeah, they could be going old school Crisis route, but I would guess that it's probably going to be more of an amalgamation than
Mhm.
anything else.
Oh, amalgam.
Yeah.
You mean a wonderful-
not like Amalgam Comics. No, I meant like a combination of all the different Crises. Those were terrible.
Oh man, what was it? It was Batman and Wolverine were
Yeah.
combined, and they became what?
I forget.
Something like Savage
something
Claw.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Dark Claw.
Dark Claw. Yeah, just so bad. Detective Claw. Alfred, get me a beer, bub. It's just not good. Yeah, no, I don't dig it. Well, that is a pretty good segue into Marvel.
Yeah, why not?
Can I drop my bomb, guys?
Yeah, drop the bomb.
So I know everybody has heard me say that I think that Sky is an Inhuman and blah blah blah. I mean, she might still be an Inhuman, but I think
Or Kree.
it's no, she's not. Kree.
No,
I
I'm
think
saying those are
there's-
the things we talked about.
I think there's.
Obviously,
I
none
think
of them are cement.
I have a new theory, and I know.
We're gonna have a new theory every week.
No, but this one's
leading up
no.
to it.
It's always been the Inhuman theory.
yeah.
But no, it's that I still believe in the whole Inhuman connection, but I think what they're doing is I think Kyle MacLachlan is the High Evolutionary,
Mm-hmm.
and that would tie in.
It's a good guess.
Yeah, yeah.
I like that actually.
It would
I can see
tie
that.
in Adam Warlock for Guardians of the Galaxy. It would tie in Pietra and Wanda for Avengers.
Yeah.
It ties in Sky being Jessica Drew,
Yeah.
being Spider-Woman. So it all kind of works. It all kind of works, and I would love to hear people's comments on your guys' podcast if they think I'm nuts or
Also
if they think
makes
that I'm on
sense that
something.
he's they call his character like in quotes the Doctor,
Mm-hmm.
and so that
Yeah.
would fit.
That would be a
with High
great
Evolutionary.
character for her.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be great. She didn't bother me this last episode as much, though I did think it was weird that she had an afternoon of training with a sniper
Immediate
rifle.
proficiency.
And then she was like, well, we'll put her on sniper
Oh, the
rifle.
Huntress.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
Yeah. School.
Yeah. But no, I thought it was a good episode, stronger than the previous week.
Yeah, I think so too. I liked Gemma Simmons, Agent of Hydra.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I liked how it was. She was working undercover.
Yeah.
But then, like we were saying last week, that it almost confirmed she can't be Hydra. Then the whole thing with the brainwashing.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
might
She's
become
like,
Hydra.
yeah, she's totally going to become Hydra.
Right.
So yeah, it's just they're kind of.
And of course,
Us.
Fitz will break her
Yeah.
from it, and yeah, everything will be good.
Did
That's
you
how it's gonna
catch
happen.
that? Dr. Whitehall's.
The Faustus method?
Yeah, the Faustus.
That
method.
was awesome.
Yeah, that was pretty
Oh,
cool.
that was another nerd moment.
Yeah, I was like, what? Oh yeah, sweet.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah.
So I dug that. I dug the Faustus thing.
So that was a reference to character called Dr. Faustus in the Marvel Universe.
Who is a hypnotist and brainwasher, yeah.
So,
perfect. Were there any other, I'm trying to remember, were there any other serious eggs in there?
Oh, there was one. The chick that was being brainwashed was an existing character.
Who was it? I wasn't really paying attention.
Cara Palamas. She's a newer character.
Okay.
But the only way you could figure it out was from her S.H.I.E.L.D. designation, Agent 33.
Okay.
She's like kind of like a badass operative type chick from the comics recently.
What about what's it called? The preview for next week. It looks like we're going to have a comedy episode.
Oh yeah, very lighthearted. True Lies.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
What were
Felinda too.
Yeah.
The shipper name.
Yeah. What do you think about that? Do you think it's going to be a Felinda situation? Let's hear. I know you're the podcast resident relationship consultant and expert for LTG. So LTG.
Are you down with Melinda and Phil? Felinda.
We'll see.
It's time for another LTG's. Affairs of the Heart.
I don't remember. I don't know. We'll see. I won't be bothered by it at all.
Yeah, I didn't get much out of the
and I know they
preview.
won't spend a whole episode on it, so it's fun. Whatever. They haven't bothered me at all once before with the whole thing, so it's not a big deal.
Well, they haven't really done it.
They haven't really played to it very much.
Yeah, I mean, most of the time it was I was very happy that they finally addressed the Fitzsimmons, his love for her, and of course it turned him into a oxygen deprived mental case. But what did you think about him almost killing Ward?
I love that.
That was dope.
And it also that for the longest time. I was thinking there's no way they're ever going to be able to turn Fitz dark.
Mm-hmm.
Like I thought he was too noble, especially towards the end of last season when he was the moments with him and Garrett and stuff like that. It was like, oh, Fitz is like the paragon.
Yeah.
And now you can already see like the darkness is starting to poke through.
Yeah, no, I liked it. I liked it a lot. I also like the idea that they're going to be going after assets in the future that could very well have already been programmed.
Yes, I love that.
And that could
compliance will be rewarded.
So it opens it up for them to bring somebody into the fold who then gets reactivated. A
la your Spider-Woman or Black Widow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm digging on it. I really am digging on it. What was this news about? Robert Downey Jr. said he would be willing to appear.
Yeah, in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
And he wants to.
Jeremy Renner said
something
along the same lines too.
Okay. I think Jeremy Renner said that in response to kind of accusations that he wasn't interested in that.
Yeah,
Isn't that true?
Well, no, it was also because people were asking because of Mockingbird being already confirmed as a character. People were like, do you think that makes it more likely? Even Jeremy Renner's wording, he said there's an outside chance, which doesn't sound too promising. But
he would be the one that would need to show up before Stark because he was introduced as a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent back in Thor, and then he was introduced in Avengers as this
I think
the S.H.I.E.L.D. agent, so he's got to show up.
Yeah. What the hell's he doing now?
Yeah, it just seems like he's less.
What's Black Widow doing?
What
are they doing?
She had to go. She had to go establish new covers.
Right, that's right.
Got a Winter Soldier.
Right. So what's Hawkeye do? Is he forming Avengers West Coast?
Well,
maybe that's actually been something I've seen people talk about.
The talk is that for the Avengers 2, that Hulk and Hawkeye are gonna have big moments
together.
and they're gonna be featured.
Wait, are they gonna have big moments together with each other? Because I don't know if you guys know this, but in the animated
in the cartoon
universe,
series, they have it all the time.
They are constantly at each other's throats.
So probably will then.
So that's probably what they've been.
Oh, that's brilliant.
They're just going to give Renner more to do
because he didn't really have a lot.
Well, he was actually apparently very upset.
He was the villain in Avengers.
The movie
guy.
So he's going to get his day, and then we'll get a chance to see what he's got.
Cognitive recalibration.
That's right. You got hit on the head. What do you mean we'll get a chance to see what he's got? You don't like Jeremy Renner, do you?
No, it's not that I don't like him. He, out of all the cast and all of everything we've seen so far, he's the one that, if they replaced him, I wouldn't be like, that's terrible.
Well,
I would be crushed.
Who did you want for that role?
Like I said, I'm not against him.
It's not
Scott
about
Bakula?
No.
Were you looking for Scott Bakula?
I don't know why anyone. But I wouldn't be bothered at all because he's just. But we'll see in Avengers 2 what they plan to do with him and what he's got, because we
Right.
really haven't seen anything.
Well, I bet she's got a boxing glove arrow.
No, that was
No,
Green Arrow.
Yeah.
They always ask Stephen Amell in interviews about
Yeah.
if they'll ever get the boxing glove.
They have to do it at some
yeah,
point.
just as a
right?
joke.
Yeah.
At some point, you've got to bring it up.
As a gag, they
Yeah.
have to. Maybe they'll give it to Speedy. or
Oh wait, you mean
Roy.
Arsenal?
Yeah. Oh, that's right. They are actually
They're
calling
using
him Arsenal.
They're calling him Arsenal on
Yeah.
the show.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Jeremy Renner. But Tony Stark, no, but there is a reason to bring in Tony Stark right away, to bring in...
The funding.
Yeah, the
that we
funding
were talking
thing.
about last
Yeah,
week.
because as I was thinking, if they bring him in and he's gonna like reform when S.H.I.E.L.D. starts to reemerge, they're gonna need a benefactor and
Yeah.
someone to get him back.
Maybe he'll give Hawkeye the money to start the Avengers West Coast.
I would love to see
And then
them do
maybe
that.
we
That'd be
can
great.
you can get your wish for Simon Williams Wonder Man.
The big rumor circulating has been that at the end of Avengers 2, most of the team is going to be either like destroyed or waylaid in some way. So
and that's what's happening in
so
the
that
comics.
the next
also.
team, like the Avengers 3 team that
So it's
starts
an
Avengers
Avengers
3
Assemble
would be
thing.
like, yeah.
Because they're
would be
bringing
the-
back Secret Wars.
Yeah.
No, what?
So it would be either
Next summer's big event.
be
they're
either
doing
West
another
Coast.
Secret
Oh,
Wars.
he means in the comics.
No, but they're
I'm just
bringing
saying-
back the Beyonder?
No,
No. I think it has to do from the cover I've seen. I think it has to do with some kind of
but
like,
it's in line
time
with this
shift or something.
type of thinking where the Avengers are going to start splitting off and it's
Okay.
going to be changed.
There's like one team that's like the Avengers Now team,
and they're already
like
starting
one
with the
team
woman
that's,
Thor and
Yeah.
and
Captain,
Falcon is
Captain
Falcon America. Yeah, so it's already beginning.
Come on. Just do it the way it was supposed to be.
And
Hawkeye
Iron
goes out to
Man
start
has
it.
the new like silver armor. He's fresh
Well-
off his stint with the Guardians.
Well, Iron Man is. Anyway, back to what I was saying though. If they
Sorry.
were to bring him in, would it be this season?
I could see them
mean,
doing something
yeah.
at the end.
Because towards the end,
Because they
yeah,
can't.
maybe.
They got to only do one season of this mini Shield. Don't you agree?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's got to be
definitely.
one season. They can't do this
Yeah.
forever.
Yeah.
It'll get old really quick if they're like, oh, we're out of money again.
Yeah.
Like.
Well, they'll
"Oh."
definitely do it before Avengers 2, I would imagine.
Which
Well, no, I
which
think-
mean they would need to do it before the end of this season.
No. I think Shield is defunct in Avengers 2 because Fury only makes a cameo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that Shield is defunct. I think
I think
the aftermath of
I
Avengers
think Coulson
2
is going to have to appear in that as well
Mm-hmm.
to also just let the Avengers know that he's alive
Right.
again.
Right.
Because that's a story where he can tell all of them like at once.
Yeah.
You don't need them all to individually come on Shield to cameo
Mm-hmm.
just to get Phil to tell them he's alive.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So were there no really major bombs dropped?
Not
No.
were there?
really. There was an interesting thing that I was picking up on with Skye and her heart rate monitor.
Yeah, that was interesting,
Like,
right?
what was going on with that? It was never explained why she was so, conscious of
Mhm.
keeping low stress.
Yeah,
but
I
it
didn't know if
seemed-
it was a training thing or is it because her powers will.
Yeah,
kick
that's what
in?
I was
Yeah.
thinking. That it might be like a Hulk
Yeah.
kind of thing, where
Mhm.
the monster in her
Yeah.
is in danger of coming out. If
But does she know? Does that mean she already knows
Does
about
she
it?
know? I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it could
Is
be
this something Coulson and she have figured out
Maybe.
already?
Yeah.
I don't know. Interesting.
You would think there would have been allusions to that
Mhm.
more so if that was the case, but maybe not. Maybe,
Well, you know what though? If Coulson knew about it as well, he would know what was on her wrist monitor. So it must be
Yeah.
something only she is concerned with, or so maybe she's figured something out. But I liked it. I didn't think there were many bombs dropped. I do like Reed Diamond, but I want to see what his deal is.
Yeah, me too.
So wait, who's he playing?
All right, he's a character.
Dr. Whitehall.
Yeah, Dr. Daniel Whitehall. I don't think he's a doctor in the comics, but he's a character called Kraken. who
Okay,
is,
yeah, I know who that is. Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
He's
Okay.
like a Hydra recruiter
Mm-hmm.
in the comics too.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Oh God, I want them to bring in Fenris.
Yeah.
Remember Fenris?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
Or Scorpio.
Yeah, sure. Sure. It would be so cool. They got so many things, so many goofy things they could do. And I want to see them bring them in. And the news about the what's going on with Marvel right now.
With Spider-Man.
Yeah, and
that's
also,
big time.
That
That's
is
big time.
very big.
If
That's
it's
really,
true.
really big.
Yeah, all of these things we've been hearing Marvel news wise are rumors at this
Mhm.
point. Nothing's actually been confirmed.
Well, no. One thing's been confirmed. Is it has been confirmed that they're not letting X-writers write any more mutants.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
they're
that's
canceling
true.
Fantastic Four.
Which is both of those things are a complete slap in the face to
It's,
Fox.
It's a
and
direct
Sony.
line in the sand.
Yeah.
Isn't
They
it-
said so. They said, "Why should Fox benefit from our creations?"
Yeah.
And that's why I said, "I'm not going to make any more mutants
It stops here.
unless it's in Marvel now." But it's going to be
Right.
outside of the
Isn't it
X
odd that
continuity.
Fox does Gotham?
It is.
Weird.
What think you? Yeah, it's very. Oh God, help us. No, I liked it. I liked it.
What about their use of Donnie Gill as well? I liked a Blizzard.
Oh yeah,
in
yeah,
this
yeah,
episode.
yeah.
Yeah.
Not dead, obviously.
Oh,
I mean,
clearly
the whole-
not dead.
They haven't.
I
Found
was
his
kind of
body
disappointed
yet.
in that like Absorbing Man and Blizzard
Yeah.
are both in the same exact position at the end of their
Mhm.
respective episodes. They're just kind of in stasis.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And also, let's not forget.
But I thought it was fun to see him, actually be Blizzard.
And let's not forget, there is a villain in stasis from season 1.
Oh, yeah,
that we're waiting
Graviton.
on. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's Graviton's a heavy
He's,
hitter.
he's yeah.
That's
he's-
going to be
that would
a
take
big
like the
one.
Avengers,
Yeah,
like coming in to help them for
Yeah.
that.
that's when you want your. That's when you want your Hulk.
Hulks, yeah.
Your Hulk cameo. And of course the other. Oh, there was another one that I was thinking about. When do you think we'll see Deathlock or mention of Deathlock? Do you think it's weird that they haven't brought him up?
I don't
yet?
think it's weird because I kind of sensed, given the last scene he was in, that we weren't going to see much of him next season.
But don't you think there should have been even a throwaway line like, "Oh, I'm monitoring."
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Because-
I think he's going to come back, but maybe they don't even know where he is. Like,
Yeah.
No, he said you can access
Oh.
my firmware
Oh, yeah.
and keep
That's
track
true.
of my movements.
yeah.
You know, so
They'll need to call him in at some point when it gets a little.
well,
out of their league.
who did I say I thought he was going to fight last week? I said I thought he was
Absorbing Man.
Absorbing Man. Yeah, I was disappointed they didn't go that route, but yeah, I
They'll
don't
bring
know.
him in.
I wonder what they're doing with the.
He's going to be used sparingly, I think.
Do you think that maybe they're going to do a with Absorbing Man and with
A
Donnie
Masters of
Gill?
Evil or
No,
a regular-
Thunderbolts kind of
Oh,
thing.
Thunderbolts, that would be cool.
Because Ross has Absorbing Man,
Mm-hmm.
so
Yeah.
and Absorbing Man was also brainwashed, which
Yeah.
means that they are susceptible
Two brain.
to brainwashing.
Yeah.
So
If you introduce Bullseye over on the Daredevil Netflix
Gosh.
series,
They will definitely
Forget
he's
about
going to
it.
show up. there.
then yeah,
Oh
then
my
you'd
God.
have a Thunderbolts team like all ready there.
Bullseye is one of my favorite villains of all time, so that would be very cool. And if they bring in Spider-Man, then you can get Venom.
Yeah, and you could also get Norman Osborn.
Yep. Oh man, they really got to make that deal with Sony.
Come on, man. Yeah, just get it. Spider-Man is the most important too. Like the X-Men are great.
No,
but
Spider-Man's
if-
one of
yeah.
the five
he's-
marquee characters.
He's like the
of Marvel.
flagship
Yeah,
character.
it's what was that? Is he okay over there, LTG?
Yes.
You okay? I think there's a dog barking.
Was
No.
that the
Did you-
motorcycle again?
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah. Oh,
Came by really quickly that time.
Wow, that was.
It was
the-
his son on a scooter.
That was definitely the spirit of vengeance, right there, Zarathos butt.
Man,
All right.
this is
Did you just catch?
Hi, man.
See, that's a Dan catch
It's
reference.
just the
Hi,
chair.
Danny Ketch.
All right.
He was
I
in
wanted to also
Universe
bring
One.
up something that might be nothing, but when May is talking to Sky at the end, and Sky's worried about Fitz not being able to lie well,
Mhm.
Oh, Simmons.
and then
Simmons.
sorry, and then she says, "Don't worry, she's come a long ways, and
Right.
we believe in her. She can do it." And then she looks at her and says, "And you will be able to do it too," like hinting that maybe she might go undercover as well.
Which makes
Which
her
would
more
again make her
Spider-Man.
more
Which, that's what I'm
Jackson.
saying. And then if that's the case, then that gives more credence to
Yeah.
Jessica Drew, because
Simmons
Jessica
had
Drew in the
a-
comics is a super spy. So.
Yeah.
Simmons had a line in last season too, when Trip was telling her that she's a terrible liar,
Mhm.
and she was
Yeah.
like, "I know," and then he left, and she was like, "But I'm getting better at it."
Mhm.
And that was the line that I was like, "Is she gonna be Hydra?"
Right.
It kind of like set off my radar, but then
The interesting
We
thing
know.
about them
now we know the truth.
now the interesting thing about the whole Hydra and making her go undercover and her being Jessica Drew, which I think would just be such a easy fit.
Yeah.
when you come up with something like this and you make it publicly known, do you ever get concerned that that if it catches on like wildfire and everybody starts talking about it, do you ever get concerned that the producers will be like, well, we can't do that now?
Oh yeah, like
which is obviously
like
what happened to
the
Lost.
The observer phenomenon.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
yeah. I mean, that's a Fringe you're talking about. The
Well,
Observer.
also that's just a thing in like quantum.
Oh, yeah, right,
mechanics,
yeah. But that's what they were doing.
That's what they were doing.
I mean, because I still believe that Lost was not supposed to end the way it did.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, the whole Flash Sideways universe on that show, I think, came about as a direct, like, parry to the Purgatory idea.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think it makes me nervous, but I would really love for it to be something that cool. That they actually played a long game.
Yeah.
It would be very...
I think they like that actress and they have something in store for her beyond what she is.
There has to be. I mean, they were layering that in even in
They're
the
going to
first
give her
season.
tights, I think.
Mm-hmm.
The whole thing with Reyna and the, like, what are we becoming and like all that. Yeah, that has to go somewhere.
So then who's Reyna?
Because, Marvel's pushing for, more female superheroes to lead their own stuff, so...
Mm-hmm.
I think it is. I think you are onto it, and I think now that I see her, she looks the part.
Yeah.
And what a perfect way to create her character before she, puts on her suit and gets her own whatever.
The amount of parallels.
And she's an Avenger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The amount of parallels in the Spider-Woman origin are, when you start to list them, like.
Oh yeah.
It's a little too much to not be connected. If
Yeah.
you think about it.
I think it would be a great fit.
So now that we're thinking of that, her character becomes more exciting all of a sudden.
Mm-hmm. Which is why I think they sometimes these shows make a mistake by taking too long
To get to it.
to get to things. Now maybe it's not. Maybe whatever. But when does Mockingbird supposed to show up?
The 5th episode, I heard.
Oh really?
Yeah,
That soon?
yeah.
Oh man.
So that's not this week, but next week. This week's episode already aired at New York Comic Con. I heard.
Oh, did you watch it already?
No, I haven't. I haven't
Yeah.
been able to access it, but
New York Comic Con.
I heard they aired that there. I also heard they aired scenes from Daredevil.
Yep. Oh yeah.
And
The
they have
word
they
is
have the
it
first
looks
pictures.
fantastic.
Yeah, that's what I heard
And
too.
I heard they said the fighting is some of the best they've seen on TV.
I heard they said Vincent D'Onofrio's Kingpin is
Vincent
amazing.
D'Onofrio
Yeah.
is a very interesting casting. I like that a lot.
They say he looks like huge. Too.
Okay.
Like they must have did something in post or with angles or something.
Mm-hmm.
And they're paying
From what I've
attention.
heard,
You know
it
that
looks like
Agents of
Kingpin.
S.H.I.E.L.D. struggled, and it looks like Arrow and Flash are hitting it off. And
Well, I'm a little worried about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.'s ratings, to be honest with
but
you.
that's what I'm thinking when the Daredevil stuff starts dropping. I think that's
It's gonna be too
Marvel's,
late.
Like
Yeah,
it's going to be
late.
too late.
no, not just it's for its own sake, not Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
No,
I'm
but
saying
I'm
as its
worried
combat
about
against
I'm worried
Arrow and
about
Flash.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Is what I'm
Yeah.
telling you. I'm worried about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
The Netflix series are being co-produced by ABC, so it's not out of the realm of possibility that even if ABC canceled S.H.I.E.L.D., that
Mhm.
it could get picked up on Netflix.
Well, if Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. just keeps going and doing well, so far
But
their
it's not
episodes have
doing
been-
well.
It's not doing well.
Its
That's the
ratings are
problem.
terrible. It ended really strong last season,
Yeah.
and then people didn't come back.
Yeah, it's had
Which is
it's
and
had its
and-
lowest
and-
ratings ever.
They're gonna
and
need
it's
to drop
getting
more bombs.
critically lauded. People
Yeah.
are enjoying it, but
Yeah.
it's not. People aren't
It's like
doing
we said
it.
last week, it's the exact opposite of Gotham.
Yeah, which everyone's watching and everyone hates.
Yeah.
It's like a train wreck.
Yeah.
It's like the Jean Benet
Well, they gotta
Ramsey.
start
It's
dropping
the
more
Walking
bombs.
Dead effect.
Yeah. Oh, don't get me started with that
Which
show.
premieres
It is-
tonight, I believe.
Oh, thank! I better rush. If I put my snooze alarm on, I'm sorry. I just don't get that show. I don't get the appeal. Look, they're
I
all
love
dead.
the book.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. So did I. The show, though, is just. Ugh.
Yeah, it's just boring.
Then again, I never understood why people watch that Knight Rider show. Never understood it.
Back there, then.
Yeah, back then with the Knight Rider,
with,
you
with
know.
that Hasselhoff.
Yeah, with the well, he is Nick Fury, so.
Yeah.
Uh,
I like the episode with
I
the,
sound
with
like
the
I'm
evil
90.
evil Michael Knight.
Oh, sure.
That was
And
good.
what about
Michael Knight?
what about Carr instead of Kit?
Yeah.
Carr, and then there was the truck Goliath.
That's just
Yes.
good writing. That's just
Yeah,
good writing.
It is just good writing. Yeah.
I don't know. I just think when this Daredevil drops and Netflix starts unraveling all the Marvel plans, it's gonna be really good. Like really, really, really
The
good.
pictures of him in costume too, they look like. Did you ever read the Frank Miller Man Without Fear?
Sure, of
like
course.
the prequel.
Yeah.
The costume that he's going to start off with looks just like that from that comic, the black.
Yeah.
And it's going to
Awesome.
open up the field for Punisher and
Mm.
possibly Ghost Rider and
Oh well, Ghost Rider. Can't wait.
a lead into our maybe Halloween special, The Midnight Suns.
Well, don't get
Oh,
me
boy.
started.
Yeah.
I mean, listen. I want to see Moon Knight. I want to see Moon Knight, and I think that show would.
That's what
work.
I'm saying.
Daredevil would be the place to start.
Yeah.
This will lay the foundation for those types of heroes and those types of shows.
And I think they should do Moon Knight, and they should just call it, but they should call it
Morbius,
New
the living
York,
vampire.
and it should be about a young Moon Knight, and the cop
A
who
young
should.
Khonshu.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, young Mark Spector. No, I would like to see a Moon Knight show. I think that would be great. I think it's a natural sort of
Yeah.
one that you can do as a TV show. Marvel has a lot, as opposed to DC. Marvel has a lot of properties that you can do as a TV show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Heroes for Hire.
which
Yeah.
they're going to do.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing.
There's so many good ones. Cloak and Dagger.
Yeah.
Would
it,
be-
it could
that
be
would be great.
introduced.
Yeah.
That would be dope.
That would be dope.
They could
Yeah.
do this whole line and introduce all of that gritty
Mhm.
street stuff.
Mhm.
The new Warriors.
Oh, Night Thrasher,
No.
the musical.
No, not gonna do that.
Speedball,
Why
the
not?
musical.
Yeah, Speedball would be great.
What about it? What about you? I know you, LTG. I know you're a
Rage.
big fan of Dark. Was it Darkhawk?
No, you are.
Darkhawk, yeah.
Darkhawk with his kind of like bendy claws, and Sleepwalker, where like,
I
oh my
actually
god,
like Sleepwalker.
there's trouble. I gotta take a nap.
Yeah, that's
So the alien could come out of his head and save everybody.
Mm.
Those were your big ones, and of course Slapstick.
They were.
I believe.
Some of the big ones.
They were crazy.
Do you remember Slapstick?
yeah, I remember all these characters.
The animation powers.
They did. Oh yeah, he had the one of the most unbalanced powers of all time.
Yeah.
The whatever they call it.
It was like being Impossible Man
Kind
kind
of,
of
or
thing.
like the mask.
Yeah,
where you-
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a name for that power set. I forget what it is. It's like something like.
I don't know, but I believe he had it to shift 100 strength.
Wow. 100. 1,000.
Shift 100. He was a cartoon. All that stuff needs to happen. They need to make it all. But first thing they need to do is they need to ramp up something with S.H.I.E.L.D. so it doesn't get canceled.
I think they will.
They need to do an episode of S.H.I.E.L.D. that calls out Gotham on the carpet for being garbage.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
No,
one.
they won't do
No, I
that.
don't think they'll go that far.
No, they should though. God, someone needs to. I'm so disappointed
Oh.
in that show. I can't get over it. It's so sad because they have some good things
Still
going
got
on.
some good stuff.
You know what? They got some good stuff going on with Gotham. I like Alfred. I like Oswald Cobblepot. I like Alfred.
Oswald Cobblepot.
Penguin.
I like
Penguin's good.
Alfred.
I like.
I like the butler.
The Butler's good.
That English fellow too. I like
the guy, the little psycho who eats the fish. I like
Penguin's
him.
good. Yeah.
No, there's some things in there that I like. I like Donald Logue.
I like the credits at the end.
Yeah, I like that. Got ham.
So I can go to sleep
Yeah.
instead of sleeping through it.
Plenty of that. All right. Well, that's I think all we got for
Yeah,
this
I
week.
think so.
So we are considering a Halloween show.
Oh, okay. What would that be?
I-
Oh,
Oh, what show?
A Halloween show. Halloween special show. Marvel Knights, Midnight Suns production.
but yeah, well, we could talk more about that. I'm sure we'll.
Yeah,
we'll
we'll
figure
come up
it
with
out.
something spooky. Something for the kids.
Something
And,
spooky?
We'll be back
Scurry.
next Sunday to talk about these next week's episodes.
Yep.
And,
Should be another good week.
Tune in. Let us know what you think. Remember to click subscribe on the old
Yeah,
YouTube
and comment,
channel there.
please. I'm sure someone has questions.
Yeah, hosers.
And
Or complaints.
Well, we'll see you next
Annoyances.
week.
He's the high evolutionary.
I'm Justin.
I am the hoary host of Hoggoth.
That's LTG.
LTG.
Oh.
I'm also Justin. And
And
thanks,
we'll see
guys.
you guys next week.